Well, fire doggo and I sneeze, sneeze, sneeze.
Hi chat, give me a few minutes.
Well, fire doggo and I sneeze, sneeze, sneeze.
Hi chat, give me a second, I need to install the update. Hi chat. Sorry, this is taking a lot longer than I was expecting. It seems to be stuck on installing. That is you, Chris. Hello. I don't have Steam open. I'm gonna go live because at least I'm sitting on like a menu and people don't get bored and run away. Oh no, wait, it's installing Elden Ring now. It just finished 1 minute ago. Okay. I don't have Steam running, and when I'm at work, I don't have my PC running.
You ran Steam yesterday.
Yeah. You missed Saltspire. Do you want me to play the thing again? There you go.
Holy shit!
Oh, here's the game. I only run Steam for the stream. Like I turned my computer on like 10 minutes ago.
Maybe turn it on 20 minutes ago.
I don't know. I didn't know there was an update.
Well, that's how you predict that.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I didn't know there was an update because it just auto updates.
Yesterday I like cooked for an hour and a half and then watched TV for an hour and then I had to stream. And then today I cooked for like half an hour and then we watched TV for an hour and then I put the
but
TV
just
on.
turn your PC on then.
I don't know. I wouldn't have downloaded the update. I wouldn't have gone on Steam.
Well, check then.
Sorry, teacher. I'm 7 minutes late to Monster Hunter Rise. I apologize.
Well, when it's 7 minutes every single time we stream, it's kind of like, what about my time? Like, I get here on time. Should I just be 15 minutes late because it doesn't matter? Every single time?
Yes, I'm sorry, Cake.
Cake's got a point.
It's like it's,
said it before.
I'm serious.
We've said it before. It's like it would be nice either just having the time to know that it's going to take a while. Or...
I did tell you. I didn't know there was an update.
Yeah,
well,
but
me
like,
and Cake were here
only
since
2
like
minutes
42.
before.
And if you had made it like 15 minutes late, then like if you said, I'm going to start at 8:15, then we could have played something else for a bit.
True. I
So we were here
apologize.
since 42.
I will give you better warning in the future and start my computer sooner to download updates.
Yeah.
Thanks.
My bad. I will do better. How are you, Tom? I'm okay. I just got told off, but it's fair. No, I'm okay, I suppose. How are you? Your days, Cakes and Tommies?
I watched the puppy dog today.
You did?
He bit my toes.
He
and my
nibbled them.
heels. Every time I sat down to eat, he would bite at my feet. That shit is hella annoying.
He's a nibbly little boy.
I mean, yeah, puppy.
Nothing like having a
eat
little
everything.
puppy. Yeah. Did you
But it
enjoy
was
your
fun.
time though? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, puppies are cute, so I forgive him.
Kind of a hot take.
You don't
Rare-
throw your
rare
toes
opinion.
any day of the week.
Yeah, I'd let him do it. If I wasn't eating, it's fine, because then you can, like, stop him.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're sitting at a table and he, like, bites your heel, it's like, what are you gonna do? You just fold into your food.
When we got my cat, and he was a kitten, like the most important, like one of the most important things that you shouldn't do is you shouldn't start playing games with your hands in the kitten because he'll learn bad habits. And
You'll start
Yeah.
playing with your hands and then bite them.
I just let him play. I was just like, it's just funny. He's so small
Small.
and so cute.
The thing we'll do with the puppy is, like, if he starts biting, we'll get, like, a toy and, like, jam it in his...
Yeah.
Is there
So it's
anything
like,
you lot
this
would
is
like
what
to do?
We've got your urgent to do, don't we?
It says urgent, but I think we need to I think I need to reach Hunter rank 40 because that's village quest, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
So I'm 39, so we just
Yeah,
need to do
Chris
like
was
a
40,
quest.
wasn't she?
I think so. You got a free dropper bottle from company visit at school and a free pen and notebook with special pen.
Yo, a notebook.
God damn, free €20.
You know, that was the best part of starting uni.
Free shit.
Getting, like, a shit ton of, like, free sponsored shit.
I
They're
got-
like, hey, this is from company. I could use a notebook.
Yeah, I got 2 portfolios from Greenwich, like of their university. So it's like their best
Oh,
project
damn.
that they developed in like photo print, like 100 pages or something.
Damn.
And I got 2 of those.
You got some cool stuff. All I got like a free like Domino's pizza or something, or I think it was Domino's, and that was it. I think.
I
They
traded a lot
also
of
gave a
things.
ruler out and like a
Oh, damn.
pencil.
I actually like taking physical, like, notes in my hand, so...
I want like one of those cool little flip books where you go, you know, like with a little binder on the top, like a little hand.
It doesn't matter
Like
what I
moleskin?
hold, I always go...
Yeah, but you gotta go, right? You like flick it.
Yeah,
you do like
I
a
always
flick
do
of the
that
wrist,
with anything.
and then you take notes. And you're like, yeah, and you take the pencil out from behind your ear, and you go, yeah, very interesting. All right. Do you want me to post any quest, or do you like need to?
A quest.
I did, even better. Tiniest snow baron.
It's content for Chris. More stickers.
Ah, content.
It's gonna give bomb badgy stickers.
Oh, like the
Mr.
sort of
Bombastic.
Indian style crisps,
Like this.
or the potatoes. It's Bombay, by the way. Tom Bowser says, feeling unwell at the moment, but you have a holiday from work, so it's not too bad.
Happy St. Paddy's
Hope you
Day.
feel better soon. Yeah, it's English today. It was Irish yesterday, right? That's what my Mac told me. I don't know why it knows
It's
that.
St. Paddy's Day today.
In the UK.
I guess, yeah.
Everywhere, right?
It should be everywhere, yeah.
My laptop said it was yesterday was Ireland and today was the UK.
Your laptop's lying.
Bloody
Having
Apple.
porcupines.
I didn't know they were on separate days either, but then I was like, maybe.
I mean, they could be. I don't know either.
I have no idea.
I always assumed it was the
That's
same.
I had my Guinness
day in
yesterday.
Denmark, yeah. I don't know.
Alright, I'm good.
Sorry, hang on. I'm just putting on a very important song.
Is it Beyonce?
Nope.
Oh.
It is. Yep.
It's Beyonce, isn't it? It's Taylor Swift.
No, it's
Is it
not
Tay
a-
Tay?
It's not a human song.
Are you
Is it
listening to
the
Tay
Dubliners?
Tay?
No, it's
Listen to the
Rosemary's Summer
Dubliners.
Dope intro
Is it
for 1 hour.
Listen to the poem.
traditional Scottish?
No, I'm not listening to that. It's a Christmas song.
Oh, it's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
No, it's only that one. The bells are ringing
No,
out.
more.
The Christmas.
You love your
No,
Christmas
I'm listening
tunes.
to Rosemary's Summer intro.
Oh, okay, you're losing your mind.
Is this a...
Wait, there's so many bomb badges. This is gonna be so funny. He's so small.
What about the bunny? This bunny's very small.
To him, Pong.
Oh no!
This bunny's tiny.
He's so small. He's like your dog.
This is a pretty big dog.
I don't know.
It's comical because he looks so small, but he's still bigger than a person.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of frightening, isn't it?
Bonk.
This game has fucked
Another
up.
badger.
Like,
Does he still grab you? I guess so, right?
Yeah, he would. It'd be just like the Odegaran, small Odegaran. That.
I love small
ride through the
Odegaran.
universe.
Yeah, he does the same stomp as the Elden Ring dude that I couldn't kill. I enjoyed that game. I think I'll play it again tomorrow.
It's so good, Elden Ring.
It is fun, isn't it?
You're not
You
doing
can do whatever you
Arceus?
want to do.
Sorry? Oh, it's Arceus tomorrow, never mind. I guess I'll play it on like Saturday or
How
Monday
come
then.
you didn't trust me that the boss in the catacombs was like easy, and you're like, I'm gonna go elsewhere.
Well, I didn't know if it was a joke. 'Cause that's like
No.
the funny meme is you tell the streamer, hey streamer, you should jump off the ledge in this building and fight them on. It's like, okay,
Well,
I'll
the,
do
the
it.
balcony was, but that was also ambushed. I didn't try you on any of the others.
I think I have you on 200% on Discord. I'll have to check, but you seem a little quiet.
Really?
Yeah, let me check at the end of this, maybe.
Why?
Hey, had to turn me down 40%.
Yeah, you're
Hang
so
on.
loud.
I
should be
actually
louder.
I noticed in Elden Ring the game didn't go as loud as I wanted it to be. I'd maxed it out and I couldn't make the audio any louder. You are, oh no, you're 113. Talk to me.
Hello, it's me, Tommy.
That's much better. Okay, I bumped you up to a...
Seashells, seashells from the seashore.
Does she?
She said shits
Yeah, she does.
everywhere.
Alright.
I'm small.
I've been doing Barrows runs on the bus, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really
Getting
fun.
anything good?
No, I have- I-
Carol's talks?
I got a Torag thing at the very start, but that might have actually been on stream or something. I don't know. Since then, I've just been
Yeah,
getting
right.
consistent runes.
Oh, God.
I've probably got like a mil or something in runes.
I
Which is
your
nice.
Horse.
I've figured out like a lot of optimizations that I hadn't had to worry about before. Like I only have to use like a one sip of a prayer pot if it's a Carol Arams or Darok thing at the end. So I'm usually going
Yeah.
through without using any resources.
Yeah.
So often I can
real
just
way.
telly to house and then prayer and then go straight back to Barrows. I don't even have to go and restock at the Ferox.
When you get to like 90 HP, you won't even need to pray in the tunnel. You can just like pray.
What,
in real
against
life.
Carol?
Varus doesn't hit you.
Oh,
Yeah, and Carol and stuff.
because I'm being a little safe about it. Because like, I mean, one
I
sip
always
prayer
wear-
pot isn't
I always wear
expensive.
tanky armor.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Verax skirt and I think Torag's body. So I mean, I'd
This
probably
guy's just
survive.
Unlocked.
But I've been enjoying it. I didn't realize it was the sort of thing I could do on mobile, but I guess it is. I have like a consistent 4G connection for the entire trip, and it's like an hour on the bus.
Oh, that's good.
Like I kind of wish you could scale the UI to be a bit bigger on mobile, but what can you do, right?
Yeah.
I've got it nice though. I've got my inventory all laid out. Like I've got all my runes in one corner. I've got the rune pouch now, so I've got all my teleport things on me all the time. It's so handy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I ever didn't have the rune pouch.
Yeah.
Like I think it's permanently got like lore, lava, and water or something, or air in it. I think. And I can get to like home and Varrock with it, which has every other teleport in it.
Did you have to get that through Slayer?
I did it through Slayer. So like a few weeks ago, I did the thing where you do 9 at the easy Slayer and then 1 at Konar, and it took me like a day or 2.
Yeah.
It wasn't very hard.
I see you didn't do Wildy then.
No, I was considering Wilderness Slayer for like, because I know you get good XP or you get good points for it, but I just couldn't be arsed. I do actually have an elite clue I need to do because I don't want to do clues on mobile because I don't hate myself. I don't really want to sit there like opening up Firefox to like, or actually solve the clue myself. God forbid.
Yeah.
So I should probably do that.
You don't know all the clues by memory?
No, but I have done lots of hard clues now, so I'm starting to realize that I should probably just build the construction. It's only like 100k or something, or 200k to build all the things for hard clues.
Yeah.
It's so cheap, so I should probably just do that. I'm sick of taking like a mystic top to the agility pyramid or whatever. Okay, is
Yeah,
that...
we should have some more stickers.
I'm not Hunter rank 40 yet. I guess it takes a bit more than that to get level up, huh?
So you still don't have the urgent then?
Well, both me and Chris are 39 apparently, yeah. Is that not what it's... I think that's what it says, right?
But that's what it'll cap you at 39, right?
Oh. You
So
reckon?
If Minato has the urgent for you...
Yeah, actually, let me see. Maybe there's an NPC.
This is so ugly.
It doesn't say I have an NPC to talk to.
I don't know.
I'll
We can do it more.
I'll check in the thing anyway. Is there any info on Sunbreak? I know there was a trailer, but I haven't seen it.
They just showed like a couple new monsters, like a returning favorite.
Does it look good? Oh wait, is it a rampage? Maybe. No. Is it? There's just more monsters and stuff. We don't know if it's going to be Iceborne yet.
Yeah. There's like new monsters, variants and stuff. And that was about it. It was a really short trailer.
Should
They showed Monkey. There's another silly monkey.
Oh, Monkey too. Yeah, I don't see any quests here. It just says reach Hunter rank 40. How do I check that?
I think you can get to 40.
Hunter's notes? I can get to 40.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it
Pretty sure.
guild cards? Where can I see my Hunter rank? Hunter info? Notes? Start? Status? Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm like halfway to the next level, yeah.
Okay.
There you
We'll
go.
do a rampage just because it will boost you.
Alright, that's easy. Do you lot have any... You got weekend plans? I know, Cake, you said you were getting
I'm
blotted.
gonna get lit.
Nice. Do you go to like a bar? Or are you pre-drinking with friends? Or what are you doing?
There's like the uni bar until 6.
It's cheap.
And then... Huh?
Is it cheap?
Yeah, it's fairly cheap. And then like we just stay at uni, some of us. We've booked a room we can be in.
Oh, what? Like you've booked like a back room of
uni
a bar?
like lets you book.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
rooms.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're
So you
just
don't-
staying and then we're drinking until we go out, whenever that is.
Dude, that's cool.
And then we'll go to some bar, club, I don't know. I like dancing, so I'm a club guy.
I'm jealous.
Jealous?
Yeah.
Of tall?
Jealous of Tool. No, that's why I remember doing that in my first year and I thought it was really fun.
I don't think I'm ever getting over it.
Oh,
I really like partying.
You're gonna be the 40-year-old dude at the bar
yeah.
with all the uni
Yeah.
students.
I know the uni students are like, wow, look at this cool 40-year-old.
Nobody will think that.
The
Unless I'm
18-year-olds
really
will.
hot.
I think you will be.
When you
like
get
a
to
hot
16, you become a
bag.
silver fox.
Silver
I
Fox,
hope
yeah.
so, dude.
All your friends are the same age as you, Cake.
Yeah, around. I'm one of the younger ones, actually.
Really?
The babby.
Are you 25?
Yeah, I'm not like the youngest, but yeah, I'm 24.
25?
24.
24. Oh, we're the same. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like 1 month.
Yeah. Cute.
He's not a raccoon,
No.
Chris. He's a badger.
He's a raccoon.
Badger. Looks like a badger.
Most of the
It's
people I
fat.
talk with are 25 to 28.
Shaking my
Okay.
SMH.
The youngest guy in our
No.
class is 23.
How long have you been at uni? Like, how many
Yeah,
years?
I mean, it's been like a little over 3 years now. I have 3.5 years, so you know, it's like until June.
Were you not at
Then I'm
uni
done.
from 18 to 21?
No, I didn't do anything from 18 to 21. I worked a little, but mostly I stayed at home playing video games.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So is this your bachelor's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nearly done.
How come your friends are all the same age? Is it just how it's
I think a lot of
worked
people
out,
take
or-
a few years off to travel.
Is it
and,
like a gap
work.
year sort of thing?
Yeah, it's I was off for 2 years. Like I went to high school, then I finished. I had 2 years where I worked,
And now you're in your
did
final.
nothing. Yeah, and then I
I think
went
it's one
back.
of those careers as well that
Teaching.
because you've done school and you hated school,
And now you're going to go
Yeah.
back
and
to it.
then you're like, man, I want to make school fun for other people that are like me, and so that they don't have such a shit time. So I think it's like one of those things where you realize as you get older. and
Yeah, I
you have
didn't
to
want
get
to.
over
I didn't
what
know I was
school
gonna.
was.
I didn't know I wanted to be a teacher. Like
Yeah.
even like at 18, I didn't know that was what I was gonna do.
No one knows what they're going to do with their 18 though.
But it's like, I also just think it's like a subject where if you're too young, it's gonna be kind of weird when you're done. Because if you finish at like 20, 21, you're practically not older than the oldest grades you can work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird. Well, it's not that weird, I suppose.
It is a little. It feels weird. The mindset I was in when I was 21 is a lot different to what I am now. So it's probably healthy. I recommend waiting a few years. Also because life is really long and painful, and if you finish everything you have to do now, then man,
Well, have you got
you're going to be working for a
Don't rush
long
end
time.
game.
Huh?
You don't want to rush the end game.
Yeah, the end game gets
Enjoy the
boring
journey.
if you do it for 60 years. Rosemi-sama. Rosemi-sama.
My
Who
plans
is
for the
this?
weekend are to sit in my room and cry. I think.
Oh, we don't have any weekend plans, Chris. Can I sit and cry with Tommy?
Sure.
Hell yeah, dude.
And hopefully play some Apex.
I wanted to go to the new Batman movie
Yes,
We
do
can-
it. It's really good.
Is it
because I
good?
saw Ash mention it on Twitter, and Ash likes movies, so I'm assuming it means
It was
it's
really,
good.
really good. Yeah, me and Ash went to see it. It was really good. Best Batman film,
Really?
in my opinion. Yeah.
Better than The Dark
Better than
Knight?
Dark Knight. Yeah.
Oh.
There's
Oh,
an actual
maybe we should
Batman
watch
that's like Batman.
oh, what, he's being like
And
smart and
then-
resourceful.
It's a Gotham City that isn't Chicago.
What, you mean Gotham City
So-
isn't Chicago?
So it actually looks like Gotham City opposed to looking
New
like
York
Chicago.
City.
And then the lighting, the movie is just amazing. Go see it in the best cinema that you can get to. It's got like the best screen and the best audio.
Is it like 3 hours long?
No, not that long.
Okay.
I think.
Well, maybe we will then.
it
We haven't
is
seen a film
really,
since
really
The
good.
Joker, I think, have we, Chris? Not Lord of the Rings doesn't count. We haven't seen like a cinema film since we watched The Joker.
We've watched the Joker, and we've watched that we accidentally watched the dub.
Oh, Weathering with You. I liked Weathering with You. Hey, Bad Scout. I have fond memories of Weathering with You. It made me realize that I could use scissors to cut spring onions. I felt like such an idiot my whole life.
You can cut a lot of things.
Truthful to be
Yeah.
honest.
Business.
I wish I'd bought kitchen scissors
Yourself
sooner.
accidentally.
Yeah, you can cut.
I cut like peppers
Man,
up with that
imagine
and
putting
stuff.
your finger in like a scissor and then just hitting the scissors hard as you can. Bam.
I told you that
Goodbye,
when I
finger.
first got a stapler as a kid, the first thing I did was staple my hand with it, right?
That's pretty smart.
Idiot
I
child.
mean, I was like 8.
Idiot child nonetheless.
You're welcome. Someone gifted you a
threw me
sub.
off guard.
You're welcome, Bad Scout.
I'm,
was sunny
I'm
yesterday.
doing pediatrics, so that's all I can think during the day.
Is it idiot?
No, it's like they're actually really cute, but I'm not a child person. Like
Yeah.
I had to do like a physical exam on like a tiny bubby today, and it would not stop crying, and it stressed me out so much.
And you're like, man, I'm just gonna throw this baby at
Oh, it's
the
No,
wall.
I just gave
sigil.
up halfway through. I was like,
We should
you
be
know,
hitting
they
stuff.
won't ask me what, because like the actual doctor already like did the exam. It was just for me to practice, and I was like, it's okay. I'm not gonna bother the baby anymore.
The baby wins this time.
Because you need to have like 4 hands, because they have like the pacifier that keeps them like happy.
I told
Except
her
they're
it was
not
funny.
really happy with it either. And then you need to hold that, but also do like all of your other stuff. Like, who has that many hands, huh?
Yeah, and the
The
square.
general grievous.
Do you think General Grievous would make like a good nanny?
Another one to add to my
They'd be
collection.
like gold metal hands of a coughing
They'd,
robot.
they'd be like, yo, he's so,
Yeah, a robot with cancer.
oh no.
Ow.
Cerny, yes, you paid, you checked notification. You just got paid, you were gonna sub. You could sub to Cerny, I'm sure he'd
Why the
appreciate
fuck do you
it.
get paid today? What kind of country are you from?
I get
Where's
paid
my
on
money,
the, like, 20th, I think.
Why is there like no money on my account? You holding my money?
How are you doing, Bad Scout? How's your day been?
Get off it.
No, mine was
Let me put
taken.
a
Can you
woven
just
fire down.
perpetually run around and use, like, the down B?
I put the
wyvern?
dragon dude here kick. I want to put a wyvern fire down.
Yeah, but my ballista was taken.
We'll go kick them off your ballista.
Oh, we'll make another one.
Oh, we don't even
We'll
have
make a
wyvern
cannon.
fire yet. What a scam.
Cannon.
Okay, good idea. Go give Cerny your thanks.
Thanks, Cerny.
You're holding my money. What? Well, you're holding his money.
My money.
Damn.
Give it back.
I like the chat interaction during Elden Ring. That was fun. People are quite nice about that game. I guess that's one of the benefits of everyone in chat being someone from chat instead of mostly randos, because they were all being
Yeah.
like respectful. I appreciate that. So who's your favorite? I was gonna say Genshin waifu. Who's your favorite Elden waifu?
I
Is
don't
it
really have
Santa?
one. I don't like any of them really.
You don't like Santa?
I don't know. I didn't pay much attention to the story so far.
Damn.
I don't really get it.
What about the lady that gives you a cuddle and takes 5% of your health?
Yeah,
Just like
did
Little
like
Women,
that.
am I right?
I like that.
but then you know, things change. People move on. You know how it be. Sometimes
What, you
she's
kept
like,
dying to a boss with 5% health that would have survived you.
Oi.
Your day's alright, you just woke up, it's 2 PM. How have you been? I've been okay, quite tired. I'm making good progress on a project at work that's probably actually quite important, so that's nice. Other than that, just same old, same old. I've now gotten into the rhythm of listening to podcasts at work. In the office, so they...
Boogie boogie.
Well, exactly, right? And the hip hop hip and the hippie to the hop and the don't stop to drop and bang bang boogie to up jump the boogie.
It's the rhythm of the boogie the beat.
Yeah. You must have had Evian adverts with babies on roller skates, right? Surely.
Babies on roller skates?
Yeah.
Just normal babies on roller skates.
Evian
I don't know
advert.
anything about children.
I forget what I was saying, but now I'm thinking about
It's a
Evian.
shame.
Is Evian French? Because my grandma always used to say it was Welsh, but I thought she was just saying that.
I have no idea. Sounds French.
What's a
Very
Welsh?
clever marketing.
Because I think it's Welsh, but now I'm like, maybe it's not Welsh, right? Pogging, good luck on work stuff, thank you. Oh, I was going to say, I've gotten into the habit of listening to podcasts at work, so the day goes a lot quicker than it used to. Which is good.
Be shorten.
I'm a bit worried I'm just going to suddenly lose a lot of time again, because that's what happened with my last job. It just suddenly finished. You can't listen to stuff while you're working, you go insane. What kind of stuff do you try to listen to?
I can kind of relate. I like listening to music when I work, but I can't listen to Danish music if I'm like reading anything Danish, because it puts me off like the stuff I'm reading,
get that.
and my brain picks up on whatever like the song is singing. So I only listen to instrumental or other languages.
I think I'm getting my like RuneScape min-maxing 0 times skill effort brain in, because I'm like on one thing I'm like doing all this programming and thinking about all these this, that, and the other. On the other hand, I'm listening to podcasts about like dog training or whatever, and I'm like, so I'm absorbing 2 knowledges at once while working and earning money. You know?
2 knowledges.
It's like extremely good min-maxing.
I was like, why am I falling over so much? You better come in.
The heck is Christopher doing, huh?
Oh shit, this is not what I wanted to do. I guess the
Take
bear
care.
is like eating you.
You gotta listen to the music, you think, no wait, I gotta work, and no wait, your brain short circuits. That's fair. I have to listen to particular things while I'm working, I think. Like, I've tried listening to YouTube while working, like watching, like, YouTube videos. It just doesn't work.
I
I
listen
can't.
to Polga's intro.
Oh, Luca, oh,
I actually like the
Luca.
outro. I actually don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I don't know
It's
what
why I
the
like,
intro is.
that's why I like VTuber streams, unironically, because I have no idea what they're saying, and
Yeah.
It's just, like,
It's like
relaxing,
if it's the
right?
language that you can like tell what it like distracts you. But if you've
Yeah.
no clue what's going on anyway, it like doesn't matter.
And then sometimes they play a game that just plays like the same music over and over, and it's like a sort of good background noise, because it's just, I don't know, repetition
Well, I think
is
you
nice.
love Rosumi-sama's intro.
Can you send it to me?
Yes.
Is she the Rose lady from Niji Sanji, or is that
Yeah.
someone
Yes.
else? The one with like the thorns. I thought that was a cool character design. Hey Lemna, how are you doing?
Just send it in the group. Just don't think about the fact that it's an hour long. And
Wait, is that intro actually an hour long?
no, it plays like a minute and a half.
Okay, I
but
was gonna say.
This is the one I currently have open.
Oh, we need to stun a couple of monsters.
Ouch.
You need to listen to Twitch while you're doing something. Just like that's fair.
Why
Bye.
am being pushed off the cliff?
Mata nene.
I don't know.
Bye. Oh, stinky. Oh
Doing-
no.
You're being cyberbullied.
You've been doing well. You've been engaging
I'm
in
doing
homosexual activities.
Oh.
So it has something to do with it. Oh, that's I'm glad to hear. What sort of homosexual activities?
Why? What?
Adult
Those are
kind, or was I meant to make a joke about it? Is this the apex predator? No, it's just a spider.
It's just a spider. It'll eat all the flies, just leave it.
Adult kind. Oh, I'm happy for you.
Giant enemy spider.
Should I press you for details, or is that weird as your
Raise
streamer?
on-
Or is it weird as a streamer if I
Yeah,
didn't
he
press you
didn't
for
care.
details?
Didn't flinch.
Hi, Nick. That's a weird sentence, Limner, but okay. Hey, Vincent. Oh yes, the Twitch Doritos and Ogre emote. Those definitely do exist, huh? How are you all doing? How's your week been going, chat? I've become a very snoozy boy lately. I should probably take vitamin D pills though.
See,
I keep forgetting.
These nuts in your face.
Isn't that like the most common reason people are snoozy other than not having sleep? Is like they live in the northern hemisphere and they aren't taking vitamin D supplements. It's impossible to tell if they work, but like, I don't know. Maybe they do.
Hobby.
Oh, these are first aid med pluses. Week's doing great. You've been in a good mood and you cook more often. Yeah, that's great. Have you made anything fancy lately? We have nothing in the house, yet somehow I've made dinner for 2 days in a row. I made like a sort of weird, well, I guess it wasn't that weird. I made like a curry yesterday that took an hour and a half. I've said it 3 times now, so I can't say it anymore, but I cooked for a while, so it was like good. Slow cooked. And then today I made, honestly, the laziest thing in the world, which is like a bunch of tortilla chips, and then like we had like an old hard tortilla that I crunched up and it was delicious, and then I had like some black beans and I am funny, Raccoon. And we had some cheddar on it and some
If you like it, then you should have
something
put
else. A
cheddar
ring.
on it.
Yo, honestly, like, Kate, come here, man. I've got something to show you. Holds up cheese
I don't
grater.
want to see your cock.
No, you don't? What you said before. Vitamin D won't do too harm if you take too
Your
much of it.
cheddar.
You'll end up weeing it out if you don't need it. That's the advice I'd heard. You don't tend to want to take more than 2 of those little 400% of your daily pills though, right? Or tablets, I guess.
I
think it
got,
sits in your liver,
a
doesn't
kilo
it?
of vitamin D a day.
I'm not taking the piss, but
Vitamin.
I went to the wrong gate.
when
Can
I
not
was
get out?
This is the right
smaller
gate, don't
and my
worry.
mum gave me
Oh.
vitamin D things, she gave me like 100, like a thing with 100 in it. I just used to occasionally just swallow like 10 of them because I was like, shit, I haven't taken this in a while.
I
I don't think that's how it's meant to work.
I once,
yeah.
as a small child, we had like vitamin D in the shape of like tiny tablets, with but they tasted like mint. So I ate like a bottle, and then my mom had to take me to the GP.
Yeah, that's probably
It
a
was
few
fine,
too many.
but you know.
You know, it says this on my allergy pills as well. Like, if you miss a day, it's not like you can eat 2 the next day.
Oh yeah.
You can counter the allergy.
No,
by
double
eating
up.
more allergy pills. It's like, yeah,
You're just immune if you just
Saving
take like
for
a
a rainy
ton of
day.
them.
on allergy pills. If I eat like 10 right now, I won't have to get any the next week.
I wish that's how the lactose pills work. Instead, you have to take them and wait half an
the
hour.
100 pills I bought right now and then not touch them for like next 100 days.
Oh, I've been killed.
That would be glorious.
Basic stuff, who knows? Tortillas are top tier. Yo, not Chris.
Nande.
Surely you have some
No.
info, Nick. Give us some of the saucy deets.
Give us
Maybe
the
you made
intel?
something cool. Give us the intel. Give me the AMD. Did Linus Tech Tips, or am I misunderstanding? Did they say that AMD's not going to release new Ryzen this year and they're just filling the gaps? Or did I misunderstand that tech quickie?
I don't know, but I'm gonna fill your gaps.
Please do. Like, do you have any information on the AMD?
No.
Because I wanted to get I wanted to upgrade my PC this year, and I don't really want to buy the end of this gen, you know?
AMD's nuts.
Fill his gaps. Hey, Lemno. What's wrong with filling someone's gaps? You were saying you were into homosexual activities lately.
Lately? Like,
Yeah, that's what they said.
high key.
I asked what have they been up to
Current
lately?
trend of 2022.
Well, why not? Last year we had a pandemic, year before we had a pandemic. Why can't everyone
got
just be
Russia.
like a little bit more gay? Or
We
Russia.
have
yeah.
Russia.
I don't want World War 3.
Well, that's
I,
what I'm
I
getting
don't
at.
want to like. All right, I don't want to go like.
Thank you for the plug.
I don't, you know, I don't want to like. You
preparing
know, just
bunkers
say
in
say
Denmark.
say
I
two
think
of
that's
two of
a
a
little
hot
wild.
take, but I don't want World War.
That's a hot take. bro.
All right, like don't bite
Think
my
of
head
all
off.
the benefits that we get from World War and how much it advances technology.
I was gonna say, I mean, we probably might get like really good VR out of it, but I don't really want like millions of people to die and the world economy to go into like the 50th recession of the last century, and like maybe the housing bubble will pop because everyone will realize that having a house with nothing to do is worthless. No.
How about what if like
Maybe
people
not.
are becoming poor because of all the gas prices coming up, and then the
Yeah,
rich people
can't
buy
do
up
that
the
stuff.
houses?
Oh god, and yeah, and then there's going to be continued shortages of trade lines, and we're going to have like 3 pieces of food at the supermarket, and
Like when gamers
we'll go sit.
evaluate the economy.
We,
My favorite podcast.
well, you know what's
All
going to happen.
incompetent gamers
We-
try to guess what World War
We're,
III would have.
we're going to end up
Defense.
sitting in Sword Art Online, all right, drinking our pea
Yeah,
soup
good.
that
I would
gives us
die
a
on the
full,
first boss.
a fully nutritious pea soup that's like directly on an IV drip,
Yes.
3D printed into like the perfect shape
I mean,
for
they
our,
don't have to
our
cook.
blood cells to absorb it.
That
And
means
we
I don't have to cook.
we just sit in SAO
So
all
much
day.
time saved and more time to game.
And our PCs will be mining Bitcoin on the side, slowly
just
burning the
start
building
making money.
outside. But we never
That's
take the
the
hats
way
off,
they
so we
work.
can't see the sky slowly turning yellow from all the
They're just
pollution.
showing me like wins, win after win.
Alright,
guy's out
so do
here
you want to be in a
farming
clan
double.
together and... Do you want to be in a clan together if we're in Sword Art
I'm gonna
Online?
die like first
Oh,
floor.
no! To like a rabbit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have trouble like getting into the combat. I'm not gonna complain and I'm gonna die.
You're gonna lag
Actually,
out.
I think after watching Women on
Utopia.
Dark Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring, here we go. We get there in the end.
The Dark Elder Scrolls.
The Dark Elder Scrolls.
Let's go.
Willen is definitely also one to die first.
Dude, I've played the game for 2 hours.
I don't know, man. I never died to one of those giants in my life. They're just a normal mob.
Alright. Alright.
Well, he does die to the fucking bear though.
I didn't want to heal.
Did you die to a bear?
Yeah,
He's
but
died
that
right
doesn't
now.
matter.
In Monster Hunter. So did you.
Did you die to a bear, Willen?
No.
Is this your third death to
Computer.
the angry bear?
2008. If there's
Guys wouldn't
another...
survive.
If there's
for
another
that.
crisis, a student loan's gonna triple again. Are people going to be like,
I
man?
mean, it doesn't matter. Like that, I'm pretty sure student loans are just like trying to launder money for the rich.
What do you mean think?
I love student loans.
Chris would have died.
No, isn't the funny meme about student loans that they use them as futures, so that people actually bet on them like the stock market? And it's like, within the next 10 years, we're actually going to start seeing the start of people having their loans written off on some particular scheme, and it's going to be really weird. It's like, what, $1.5 trillion or something in the US in student financing.
You know, they lowered the rent on student loans here because they didn't want it to be unfair for students, even though it's like 1 point something %.
Well,
What's in Denmark?
the thing that originally, according to the podcast I listened to today,
Oh, the podcast, yes.
I should have known this, probably, but Obama, or his administration, wanted to make it so uni was more accessible, apparently. So they made it so you could, there was like, you know, they changed like the way that you could get a loan to make it so you didn't have to necessarily prove that you could pay it back. So, you know, the idea is even if you were poor, you could go to uni. But then, something, basically anyone could say they were a university and steal money from students while giving them basically nothing out of it, and deflating the value of a degree and putting students into hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt for nothing. And then the market filling with something, and I don't know. Kind of weird. Well, it's just funny because one of them was like, oh yeah, like I didn't have to student finance because it was like a few grand to get my entire degree and my parents sold a camping van. Or something. I was like, oh yeah, I guess at some point people literally could pay off their debt. It's a crazy
Be
thought.
rich and you can pay it off.
Well, they made a point.
Where it doesn't cost money.
They made the point that, like, for Gen X, the first big payment, or the first big debt you'd take would be a mortgage on a house, that when you paid it off, you'd have a house. So it would be an investment. Like, the mortgage would always be less than the house was worth, so you'd end up making money. Whereas the degree is, you finish paying off your debt and there's nothing.
Depends on which degree you do.
It does, but also degrees, for Gen
It's a
X,
job.
degrees was like a guaranteed, pretty high-paying job, and then that would all spiral off. Whereas now you basically have to get a degree, or otherwise work your head off to prove why you don't need a degree, and everyone has like an insane amount of debt for not the same sort of benefit. Anyway, chat, I've had a great day. Thanks for asking. I'm drinking tea. SAO seems more realistic now. VR is a thing. I mean, SAO is a thing. They have several Sword Art Online games you can play. VR chat, if you sit on a bed of nails and like electrocute yourself every time you fall off the edge in like...
Oh, they've got the attachments for your penis.
What are they called?
Yeah, lads.
That was me pretend typing because I didn't want to type in case it did something on my keyboard.
Oh yeah, you're googling.
Yeah.
How cheap can I get a VR headset and penis attachment?
VR
I call it a
cock
attachment. It's
I
sad,
know
you
what
don't
it
think
is, but you
technology will
can-
help with human interactions. Everyone will stay at home. Go on, sorry.
You can get like vibrated, whatever, like a
flashlight.
flashlight. I
Yeah.
guess.
Never heard of VR porn?
Yeah.
What was I
I
going
have.
to say? Was it Linus Tech Tips? There was someone who, like, they used to go to, like, all those tech events, like or whatever they were called. Not E3, but the ones for, like, general tech. And there would always be, like, an adult section, and you could know the exact type of people who'd go there and, like, try on, or, like, not try on the things, but, like, you know, ogle the
Get your
new
cock out.
products. Yeah. Well, because like they'd usually let you try on a VR headset with, you know, adult content on it. They wouldn't let you use a knob gobbler, obviously.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's a little unsanitary, I think.
I want to try a knob gobbler.
Are there no
don't
public
think-
universities in the UK? I don't know. Do we have public
Public
unis, Tommy?
university?
I don't
Do they
think
mean?
so.
Are they talking about?
In
community
America, you have
college?
community college, right? Which is either free or really cheap.
We don't have what you have for universities.
Our unis
like
are
your
different.
fancy universities where you've got to pay a lot of money to get in, or get in on a scholarship. We don't have that.
That's just Cambridge
Effectively,
for you,
you're
isn't it?
all getting in on a scholarship.
Yeah.
You
Britain,
can also get a scholarship on top of your loan.
yeah, in Britain, or at least when I went, which was... When did I start uni? 2015, 16? I don't know. 17, 16, whatever. It was at the end of your A levels. you like, or somewhere around that point, you applied to like 3 unis, I think, or 4. You did your.
Like you can apply up to 6.
Oh, is it up to 6? You apply to a bunch of unis. You make one your first choice, and the others your whatevers.
Yep.
And you write like a little sob story about how you're great. And based on the results of your A levels, which are your like age 17, 18 exams, they either let you in unconditionally, i.e. they just let you in no matter how good you do. So a lot of people don't bother showing up, which I think is really stupid. Or you get a conditional.
My entire life has been decided on how I did in high school when I was like tired of everything that's existed.
Exactly right. Most people get a conditional where it's like if you get 3 A stars or 3 Cs or whatever, they'll let you in. And then you apply for student loans who pay your uni for you, basically. So when I went, it was 9 to 9.5 grand a year, and they paid that 3 grand every few months for me. And now I have something like 50 grand of debt that I'm paying back every month. But I only pay them like £20 or something. I can check. They're not taking much from me.
No, they don't take much.
So it's weird. It's a 50 grand debt.
10% or something. 5%
Yeah.
or 5%.
It's a lot of debt, but it's debt that either if I've paid off by the time I'm 50 or whatever, I'll have a great job and who cares, or I haven't paid off and it gets written off and disappears. Poof. So it's weird. Like I'm perpetually paying back a tiny bit of money, but like when I was unemployed, I didn't have to pay anything. So it's only if you have got like a job that pays a certain amount, and then it's a percentage-based thing.
Yeah.
So it's terrible because it's like permanent debt, but it's not terrible because I'm essentially as a working adult, I'm paying backwards to my student self whose only job was Twitch streaming. You know? Well, also I did some work on the side, but that's not relevant here.
You did a little mining off stream?
Did a little mining off stream. No, I did an internship at somewhere my sister worked, and they liked me enough that they hired me on a contractual basis.
I'm wondering if we can do this.
Is this
We can do
Teostra?
this.
I need like every Teostra piece, right?
Yeah. So do I.
It's either Dora or whatever, something like that. Yeah, and then in the US, isn't it like, or it used to be pre-Obama that you'd basically have to just pay it, or you got a big loan or something, right? Like your parents would pay a few grand to get you through uni.
You'd get a big loan for community college anyway,
Yeah,
but it'd just be smaller.
I think the Obama one's a bit more like the UK system,
Yeah.
except the debt's a bit more horrible, or you know, it's like way more expensive. Like my 50 grand or whatever is like Kate gets paid to go, right?
Oh yeah.
Either you're in no debt or you've made money.
I get like 800 euros every month for studying.
Yeah. My oldest sister, I think she said it was like 2 grand a year or 3 grand or something, which she paid off
It was, yeah,
the other
3
year.
grand for your older sisters.
3 grand, yeah. She recently paid that off, or like a year ago.
It was 3 grand for the year above me.
Damn. Was that when all the riots were out? Like 2000,
Something
not
like that,
2008. When were the... No, student
I
riots. Oh, Teostra, huh?
I found
I
out
haven't
today
before.
my degree is like 16k now. They raised it by like
look-
200 something.
Yeah, I mean, they were stopped from raising it here again. But they want to raise it, and they want to raise it up by a lot.
Well, they want to raise it because it's
Yeah,
essentially free
yeah.
money. And the
Yeah, I
They-
guess.
right?
It's just not money. It's like, it's just
It's a
fucking Monopoly
promise.
money.
yeah,
Yo, Monopoly money there.
I wonder how big like it goes, like how far back it goes. If it really is all about like future trading and stocks and gambling,
In fact, since they introduced student loans.
I just find it weird that futures are a thing. Like I understand the concept of futures where it's like, I don't know what video I watched. Some like one of those generic
The
YouTube
point
ones.
of it.
I
the
like
point
it.
Of it is
Oh,
to
go on,
get
sorry.
more people to go to university so that they can be the smarter, like to be the better country. That's why they pay for it.
Oh yeah, I suppose if
Or
we
more
want
people-
like the stats up, I want to say, oh, Britain
Yeah.
has like 90% students with pass with a university level degree.
And they contribute more. Like that's what they think. That's what the thoughts behind it is.
It's like,
it's to offer a good uni system to successful.
well, it used to be that we'd
The
get a
issue
lot
is
of.
they don't know how to pay for it.
Well, it
so
used
they
to be
have to
foreign
create-
students, right? And then we had Brexit,
No.
wasn't it? Like they charged foreign students an
Yeah,
insane
they charge-
amount.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they get charged double the price, but that's not like. That's
I know
just
my
what,
uni was-
universities themselves attract. Like the government putting student loans out for us
Oh yeah,
is to
it's to make us want to go.
make us want to go and make us want to hopefully stay in the country.
Well, there's no
so that
chance
we
I would
don't
have
suffer a
gone.
brain drain like every other country. 'Cause
I
currently
mean,
we're
I
like
have
the brain
left.
suckers.
Yeah. Well, we were, right? And now we've
Spoon
lost
out
everyone
brains
to
the
like
other countries.
Germany, right?
I think we still are. I
You
think it's
reckon?
just a bit like you just got to get a visa, but as long as you've either can do that, like if you're a doctor, or something else
Teachers
that's
are
really
weird.
high level, then pretty easy
I suppose so. The
compared to-
Netherlands. Oh, God, sorry.
compared to like lower jobs or just like people that should come here, like refugees and stuff.
Yeah.
That have it really difficult.
Well, we want people who
either be
can.
really smart or be really rich.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say there was a scheme that I couldn't make use of because my company hired me after I moved. But if I'd have gotten hired and then moved to the Netherlands, I would have gotten something like 30% of my wage tax free. It's like a thing they do to encourage foreigners to come over, and I think I count as a skilled foreigner. Either me or like the tier up. But that's insane because it's like 50% taxed or something. So I'd be making like a lot more money. You're a bit tired, Lich. Come on. Have they changed the Telstra fight? I don't remember these orbs.
He has 3 phases now.
Oh, cool.
Swaps between over and over.
These orbs remind me of another boss.
It's me. In real life at Wulan.
Oh, that's it. No, there was another one that put down like orbs that would eventually blow up after like a few seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not-
Telstra.
was it just Telstra?
Me smile.
Oh god,
Famous Danish terrorist
let's say that.
goes to Wulan, leaves orbs that explode.
The fire in this game looks very different to the other particles. There's just something about it, just a little off. Bonk.
This guy's tail comes off pretty easily. I remember. I don't know if that's in 4-player.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, isn't Futures is normally like... I think the YouTube example is like, if I want to buy like corn, but I don't want to have to fuck around with the constant fluctuations in the market, I might make a deal with a farmer where I'm like, okay, I'll buy next year's corn as well for a fixed price. So you're basically buying future... You're buying nothing right now, but then the farmer owes you like, 500 tons of corn or whatever. But then that got like... That got like... horrified and turned into like stocks or something. So you could say, I want to buy like stocks in this company in the future that don't exist yet. Or something. You're yearning for titties. Nice, Lich. Nice. Dude, I think the spin on the hammer puts out fire. Either that was a coincidence or that's an extremely sick game mechanic.
Oi!
No, let me harvest your tail. Don't look at me. Don't be peeking.
I jumped into that one.
Where's this one? Where's this
I think it totally does put out the fire. That's sick.
Oh, fuck.
one? Put out that fire.
Well, maybe not that fire.
Eek!
Oh no.
No.
Alright,
Keep rolling.
keep doing the thing.
Oh!
I think that one's safer to dive through. Like, just dive into him.
You reckon?
What the heck?
Freudian
Stop.
slip.
Whoa.
Your friend keeps sending you pictures of their cats and you just want soft babies.
Soft. Are you gonna be a fur mom?
Fur mum? As opposed to those fur dads that I see everywhere. Well, Michael, what did you just do? He just pulled like a Bible out or
Huge
something.
poo.
No, he just pulled out like a Bible and recited a
Ooh, wow.
verse. A booba.
Oh yeah, they have like spells or something. Haven't they? One of the things you've got equipped on them. Mindful.
No idea.
Reading you a psalm.
Yo.
There will come in hands or
Okay, could you give us some like Danish hymns?
What's your favorite story from the Bible, Cake?
I like the one where Jesus skateboards hard.
Dude! Psalms 42:69.
I think I remember anything from the Bible.
What's the one with like the dad and there's like a well or
Job.
something and he's
No.
like there's the sons.
Are you
and they all
thinking
get
of
killed.
Lassie?
Yeah, you thinking of Lassie, Tommy?
No, they've got a well and there's like the sons and they all get killed.
Is that not Job?
I think it's Old Testament though, but
Is it the guy who like where God challenges him to kill his sons?
I think that's Job.
And God is like, damn, don't
Yeah,
do that.
no, it's Oh, that's
it's
Esau.
Isaac Newton, is it not?
it's not Esau. Oh yeah, it might just be Isaac.
It's Isaac Newton.
Isaac and his Isaac. The one I always liked was the
Esau and Cain were the one where like,
Cain.
he killed his brother
Cain.
with a donkey jaw or whatever it was, man.
dude. You've played the Binding of Isaac,
Yes.
the community edition mod for Flash Binding of Isaac had Donkey's jawbone as an alternate melee weapon. Yeah, it wasn't Mum's knife. It was slightly different and a bit worse.
I didn't play this.
You didn't play the community mod before Rebirth was out? Dude, it had the big tier that you could control.
Here?
Yeah, the one from Clockwork Orange.
I don't like that we live in a
Ludovico
world,
technique.
again, bringing it back to gamers, where I'm talking about the Bible and Wooden is like, yo, you played Binding of
I-
Isaac? Like,
Yeah.
no.
What
I'm
would you
the Bible.
expect? Oh,
video game adaptation of the Bible.
do you want to have a philosophical discussion about how Jesus said don't be violent, but then also flipped up a bunch of tables outside of the church
DLC 3.
because they were trading on a Saturday outside of church and they were upset or something?
You can trade on Saturday, just not Sunday.
No, you can't trade outside a church. You're not allowed
Oh,
to
I
do
don't know anything about churches.
busy work.
I
Well,
know
they
something about Winston Churchill, but
What? He's a sexist pig or
yeah, I mean,
racist?
I mean, it was
or-
sexist, racist.
He's like a Clarkson of his day, isn't he?
He's collected all the cards.
Dude, I heard he got a shiny racist.
Oh my god, I'm so close to dead.
Oh, I can give you one of these little
I'm
memes.
safe.
That's alright, I wanted one too.
okay, that's good. The Chaster cancelled my dust.
Do as I say, not as I do. What?
What?
Clarkson on your cat.
Why didn't fall over, dumbass?
Stupid
Make
fall.
him horn come off.
I will back his fall. Look.
I've been trying to get Horn from off.
I've been only bonking his head, dude. Except for the times I
Horny?
haven't hit his head.
I'm horny.
What do you think Honcho Marine from HoloLive is up to right now?
What time is it right now? Sleeping?
No,
I'm sleeping.
you reckon?
Yeah, probably.
Boring.
It's pretty late over there right now. Or early.
Yeah.
One of the two.
So,
Hey, when are we making a streamer house in Japan so we can be VTubers together?
Nihongo Joso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Hi.
Oh, lekker.
Why?
Nay.
I didn't realize even anybody had
Why are
died.
we moving?
Did we only
Oh.
get one survive?
Why I don't think I want to live in Japan. I think that makes my life pretty hard.
You can't speak Japanese or fit into the
Well,
culture.
I also like can't do
You're like a
work
tall
then.
Danish man who works with children in like a
Yeah,
school.
but they're pretty xenophobic, so I don't know if I have the greatest chances.
Maybe they're like boomer generation were. Maybe the current generation aren't.
Maybe not.
What do you think? That's
I
a
don't
that's a
know.
genuine question. Do you think the current generation's a bit more
as a
woke?
I actually, yes, I do think the current generation is probably way more accepting.
I reckon
than
if you hung out with people
previous
your age,
generations.
they'd be like, "Yo, that's cool."
Assuming if they're following global trends, I would assume, yeah.
I mean,
they're
right?
more
It's
accepting.
weird because I've heard like Japan specifically is pretty bad about it, but like countries like Korea and such like seem to be a lot more accepting. So yeah, I don't know.
Bunny, bunny, dango, it's a tasty treat.
It's not like anyone's gonna walk up to you because you're like 3 times taller than they are.
No,
and
but, like,
weigh like 100 kilos more.
Maybe now the country's full of other foreigners, so you won't actually stick out anymore.
The foreigner percentage in Japan is still insane.
only- yeah,
like there's
it's-
like no foreigners.
Foreigners are only in Tokyo.
I suppose so.
Like the only place you'd expect to see foreigners is in Tokyo, like abroad in Japan and Charlotte and stuff. They say, you know, they still get people looking at them every time that they go out, and like they live in Sendai as well.
Who, sorry?
So further north. Abroad in Japan.
I know
Chris
abroad Japan, yeah.
Then Charlemagne.
Maybe I know that.
But people also
okay.
say, like, if you walk around, like, small villages, they'll approach you and offer you food, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's kind of nice.
That's kind of
Even though they can't communicate with you at all.
Maybe they just want to be friends. They're like, man,
Yeah,
this
I
is
mean, I
something
think
new.
a lot of people are like, it's funny because it's kind of like being treated as like a zoo animal, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is
He's new.
personally haven't seen
On the
before.
other hand, it is free food.
It is
Honestly,
nice.
like in the current
like
market,
a nice
would you say
Japanese
no?
grandma offers you free food?
Ooh, dozo,
Brought me
dozo.
over for tea with like biscuits and cakes and. Ooh.
Dude, I kind of want to
You know
go.
what I
Do you want
mean?
to go
It's
live in a
like,
remote village in Japan?
No, because we'll die probably and have like horrible internet.
I think it's probably quite hard to be vegetarian when you can't speak the language, and they probably don't know what vegetarian means.
Yeah, what do you do when they start serving you like their finest meats?
I say, oh, dozo, and I give it to Chris, and she goes, dozo. Ooh.
I go.
Just do that.
Yeah. You'd love to
Oh, it's
explore
the
Japan.
garnish
It's a
list.
gorgeous place. It seems like a good holiday destination. You'd have to go to like remote and big city though, right? You want to
I think you
see
should
like
get a
forests,
hotel in a big city
then
and
take the
then
train.
go out.
Yeah. Because the countries are
That's probably-
fucking enormous, right? Like it looks
You
small
don't-
on the
I
map
mean,
because
probably
of
don't
geography.
wait. I mean, obviously Tokyo's like the place where everyone goes, but I think there's like other big cities you could go to.
I feel like
But
Aki.
you'd be pretty isolated
would
if
be
you
fun.
don't speak any Japanese.
What about
Kyoto.
Osaka?
I mean, it's pretty
You could
big,
do
but I
Kyoto
still think
as-
it's the same thing. Like Kyoto, Osaka are big, but I don't think they have a lot of foreigners. I think you're gonna have a hard time.
And I think Kyoto and Osaka are like the only other cities that are like really good for foreigners.
Yes.
Because those are full
I
of
saw
like
that the
tourism
statistics
spots.
were something
right?
like the average Japanese person knows 1.4 languages, so you're gonna find like no people who speak English. Like,
1.4. The average
English.
Brit knows of 0.9 languages.
Yeah. Dude, I barely passed English.
Actually,
No,
wasn't
which
that
was-
an American stat? Because they did that tests on like who can speak at like a 6th grade level, and like most Americans couldn't or something.
I got a higher grade in literature than I did in
Sweden
language.
has a really high, it's 3.2, I think,
What is it?
which is crazy.
Swedish.
But it's probably because you
Danish,
speak all
English?
the Nordic languages, right?
Yeah, or Norwegian?
Yeah, Danish.
Finnish?
Norwegian. I think some Swedish people, like places in Sweden, they learn Finnish as well.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think anyone in chat can.
What's it like to be a Nordic
right.
guy?
I don't know.
Nordland
What
sounds
am
like
I
a fun
supposed to
place to
compare
be.
it
Like your
it
brief
like
time
when
in
you're
other
an English guy,
countries.
Kate?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Did
mean,
it
I
seem
can-
kind
I
of?
can
Were you
tell
glad to be home? Were you like
You can
sick of
ask
the
me
UK when you were
anything,
gone?
but I don't know what to compare it to. It feels pretty good.
Is there any particular problems you have with your country, like in any particular way? Like, do you not like the politics
I
or the
mean,
food
we're
or the
pretty
is things
racist.
expensive? Yeah, but
It's
like
expensive?
everywhere's a little
Very-
racist these days.
I guess it's
I've been
xenophobic
killed.
more than racist specifically.
Yeah.
It's like we don't like sharing because it's a small country, and the economy is only good because we are
Small.
not very many people.
And your country's really sparse.
Yes.
Look up the stat, Bad Scout. I pulled 0.9 out of my mind, but I'm pretty sure like the American literacy level is below 1. Yeah.
I live in the 7th biggest city. Fun stat.
Is
Just
that the-
DDoSed myself.
Is that
doxed
the
myself.
first smallest city? Because there's 7 cities.
But it's like it's not even 100,000 people. Like
Yeah, I still couldn't believe how like small the population of Denmark was.
How many? Was it like 5 million or something?
5.9 million.
5 million.
That was a
yeah.
good guess. Damn, that's. What's
It's like an
London?
interesting stat
20.
because it's like if I
Yeah.
tell people I'm Danish, I've actually like
You've basically just doxed yourself.
I've put it like I've doxed myself. I've put
Yeah.
it down to like point something percentage
You're
of
a
the people
Danish
in
person. Oh god, I know exactly
the world.
where you are,
I'm a
dude.
rare breed.
Because like we're English and our population is like 60 something million.
It's an enormous population, yeah.
It's always more than I remember it.
Because the country's
I'm,
small.
Like, the Netherlands is like, well, by now it's probably like 18 million or something. But I always
like
remember
10 million.
16 million.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like the UK in my head just doesn't seem like that much bigger in terms
It's because
of
it's yes, it's
population
like
numbers.
you know, Netherlands is smaller geographically than Denmark.
Really?
It
It's
has,
like bands.
3 times more people. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Does Denmark have a lot of people leaving to go move to other countries?
No,
Or is it a lot of people stay in Denmark forever?
people
It's
like being here. People travel and then come back.
They've got that like the Dutch then, right? Because the Dutch people
they've got
love
high
the
standard of
Netherlands.
living.
Yeah.
It's because there's no way you could go. Basically, that would be better. Like, what are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
You
There's
fit
no
in,
somewhere
country
where
in
you
Norway that's
get
better.
less.
It's literally.
But
only
Norway is
that's better.
also,
They have
like-
oil money,
right?
so it doesn't-
Norway is also like you have to be in the top. Like, most people in Norway don't benefit from their tragic system.
No, but they have
Everything's
like the
so
highest.
expensive.
Like they earn like the most.
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
the highest
everything's expensive,
GDP.
sure, but
Doesn't
they
it have the
have-
highest
they have, like-
happiness rating as well?
Yeah, and the
No.
highest happiness.
Norwegian?
rating was-
Yeah.
Norway?
Norway
No,
did. yeah.
Norway.
I mean, that's new then, because it was us at some point.
It was
It was at
Denmark
some
and
point, but it was
Norway.
Norway before.
Finland has pretty high as well. Fun surprise.
Aren't you the countries where whenever there's a news report about someone doing something exciting and new, it's like somewhere in the Nordic regions, it's like they're teaching prisoners to like look after babies to teach them that life isn't so bad, and 100% of them come out as changed adults.
There are a lot of memes that are like, damn, I want to go to Danish prison. And then there's a picture of like a villa.
Yeah,
It doesn't work like that.
it's
Don't
like
go to prison.
it's like one prison that's that experimental one, right, where they let
you
them
also
out.
probably have to be like a.
But it's like a
something
rich
you didn't do
person.
something too bad. You need like
Tax
rehab, and
avoidance
you
or
can,
something.
They
You just
think,
tax evade it.
yeah, they
Yeah.
think you can be
Well,
put back into society if you do like the right things.
well, because
If
like
you're like an actual prisoner, you're not gonna have that good of a time.
you probably still have a better time than American prison, though, right?
Probably.
I can't imagine
Oh,
your
yeah, the
system's
American,
overstuffed.
American jail is so much worse.
Well, it's like
You have
humanitarian
jail and prison.
problem, right?
You have like somewhere that you're going to be in for years until you get trialed,
And then you stay in there
which is
forever.
awful, and then you'll go to a prison.
Is jail the little local thing, and then prison's the
I
big
don't even
compound?
know. No, there's like you've got like you can be put in like the cells, I guess, and like the local.
So I always think
in
of
the
jail
local
as a
jail,
small
but-
little local thing with like a police
They
station.
have like different ones, I guess.
Penitentiary. Canadian jail is really good, you think? It's
You think?
yeah. Can I
Based
have
on
some
what?
yeah, can I have some quotes on that? I know Canada
like to
being
see the
nice
research.
is a popular trope, but
Cite your
people-
reference.
The hot take: people really overrate Canada.
you reckon? Because
I think
Yeah.
Canada's nice.
you can compare it to
Probably
America,
nice,
and it seems
but
infinitely
Probably
good.
not
Right?
that nice.
There's
Canada's
like
Like
one.
people compare it from America to Canada.
So it makes
Yeah,
it
I
seem
don't
maybe
think-
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Finland's
yeah,
way
yeah. It's
more.
better. It's probably better than America, but I think that's about it.
Well, I
I don't think
think
Canada's that great, and I
Again,
think
that
it
also-
depends very much on where in Canada you are.
They're also quite racist too.
Yep.
what, like regular Canadians or like French
Yes.
Canadians?
Canadian.
Got him.
Oh,
I don't-
monkey.
I feel like the only Canadian I know is Northern Line.
Yeah, but
And his
Northern
friends, I
Line
suppose.
went to like a different country out of interest.
He lived in South Korea for like a year, didn't he?
Did I go on the other one?
Yeah.
Where'd monkey go? Oh, okay.
You're not in French Canadian
no,
part,
that's
thank
fine.
heck. Bad Scout, were you Canadian? Is that why you think Canadian prison's good? Wouldn't you have just called it prison then?
Get away from me, silly monkey.
Just kidding. Hello? Oh, to be a silly monkey.
I'm gonna be a new silly monkey in some rate.
Thanks for the Tailstra
Fucking
parts.
Rocks on his head. Help! I'm stuck.
Step,
Step bro?
Yeah, go on, dude. Do it. You haven't said step bro in a while.
Ah,
Should he be hitting
This
us
is
with that
fine.
laser beam?
He might stun you, but it should do damage.
no, he doesn't do anything with it because his cake did it.
Okay, that's why.
It did scare me for a huge moment. As I was inside of it.
Yeah, I was inside of it as well, so I was a little non-bemused.
But I was still doing my combos. And
Cake.
that's what ca-
Do you think
Cake?
if you were to be living like 200 years ago, you would have been like a sailor?
I mean, judging from my
I've been
last
killed.
name, I'd probably be making barrels.
Barrels.
Barrels. My name is a Cooper.
Oh, you got one of the funny names that's like the job that you
Yeah.
do.
So I'd probably
Yo,
be
I
making
got 5
barrels.
dragon strike nuts.
That's why I also think I'm probably not actually from like Viking descendant, because I was probably robbed from England.
Oh, you reckon you were like a
If I'm a
slave
Cooper,
or
yeah.
something?
One of us. One of
It's
us.
very likely, yeah. Anglo-Saxon more than like Norse.
I think I have very, very distant Danish relative or
Everyone
something.
has.
Yeah.
Everyone in England.
Well, I'm trying to think. I remember my. Where was
I
it?
mean,
my dad made like my siblings and I like a big like family history book about like all these people I had no idea about, which was really cool. And it had like one of them was Danish. It was like you're great, like
I like to
aunts-
do the like DNA test,
Whatever.
but it's probably very likely that it's gonna come out pretty
European,
boring.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that, and then I got like 97% Chinese. I was like,
And it's like, well,
Oh, dude.
what did I expect, right? Like,
I kind of want to do
it could be
it.
interesting to know, but I feel like the price is
it's like 50 quid.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
curious.
not gonna be worth it. I'm gonna
Managed to
be.
find any Genghis Khan then.
Because I was like, I think my grandma was like, oh yeah, we have family from like, it wasn't Mongolia. What was it? It was
Jamaica.
like one of those like Asian countries
Czechstan.
that.
Fucking
No,
some
it wasn't.
Kazakhstan.
It was one of those countries
Uzbekistan.
neighboring China, and
Sorry,
she was
bad
like, "Yeah,
spell.
we have family
You're
from
Irish.
there." So I was like,
Yeah.
"You know what? I'll find out." And it's just like,
Oh yeah, you just moved. Didn't
or
you?
I just
Sorry.
don't have their DNA. Who knows?
Yeah, so mine's probably gonna be like, hey, you are like 99.8% Northern European.
I mean,
And
yeah,
the last O2 is gonna be your like fucking Anglo-Saxon British. Like, thanks.
mine's gonna be Irish,
Irish.
Welsh, English.
I'm
And
really
then
curious.
If it goes back any further, I guess probably some Danish in there, but
Back when we were one
Roman.
thing.
You don't know,
don't know how they
your
split
like,
that.
mother's side. It's like you're like German. Your
Very
father's side is
important,
English,
obviously.
Irish.
Denmark's the oldest Norse country, so you know, or Nordic country, so you know, you gotta.
I think they split
gotta
it just with
credit
like
and
major empires.
Huh?
Essentially, on the ones like on the what's that show called when they go research the celebrity
Civ.
family
Civ 5.
celebrity family histories.
Oh,
What's that?
I'm a celebrity. Let me out of here.
I'm sure if
Fucking
you have like people who
terrible
can
thing,
tell,
really.
I have no
there's like,
idea.
there's like genetic and like traits you could look at yourself and be like, oh, like the eyes you have are like no, or your
Well, if
nose
you've
like
got-
structure is no.
So my nose structure is a Roman nose.
Yeah,
If
so
you
I'm
have-
sure there's like a way you could judge by all those things, like where your genetics would come from.
Yeah.
But you know,
If
But
you,
my dad's Irish, so having a Roman nose kind of weird.
that is weird.
maybe they fucking got like stolen or something, or they went there and
They
got
couldn't get past
stolen.
Wales. They won't get into Ireland.
I don't know. But it can be pretty random as well. Like I have green eyes.
They literally
not
got
it.
like owned by the Scots, and then they didn't understand like the Welsh mountains, which is the only way to get to the ocean. And there was like scary people, scary druids. That they
Druids.
somehow couldn't do anything to.
Yeah, but they like have the power of God and anime on their side.
Yeah.
Tomu.
Yeah, you gotta get over the mountain to get to the city. They didn't do that.
Isn't
They
it?
saw the mountains, all like fuck it, that's enough.
Speaking about like older civs, isn't it kind of crazy that the Celts had like no written language and we only know about them because of like Pliny the Elder? Thoughts on this?
Yeah.
Like, how
I
many
think that
other
is actually
civs do you
quite
think there are that
interesting.
we just would never
Like,
know
Communicated
about?
by
If
playing the
I think
bagpipe.
I think what
But-
is more relevant or more like something to consider is that history is written by the winners.
well, exactly right. Like, how many civs that existed
How
that were
can-
massive were just completely ignored? They just never got written down. It was word of
I don't
mouth
think
that
the
people
Celts.
forgot.
I doubt the Celts were that massive.
It was like a peoples that lived in the UK, right?
Yes. But I don't
And they
think
were
that
written
massive.
about.
Yeah, but they weren't united.
Yeah, well, it was like a bunch of tribes, right?
Yeah.
Or a bunch, or
so I
equivalent
think
of
that's
tribes.
before like the UK even like took off. Like
But the UK used
the
to be
UK
split
took
up
off
like
in
mad,
kinda
right?
Like the 1500s, really.
Well, we used to
Like, just,
have all the
like,
nice
just,
big
just
kingdoms,
before
didn't
the
we?
Black Plague.
Yeah.
Yeah, plague.
Like the UK was fucking booming, and then even after the Black Plague, like UK was booming compared to most other countries. Hence, we had like
The Industrial Revolution.
yeah, and we had the best navy.
Well, I think the Navy is one of the reasons, right? Like,
Our
we
navy is still
invested.
considered like the top, even if we don't have enough units like America and other countries in China. People still like our army and stuff is still the one training other countries.
That makes me feel strangely nationalistic, so I'd appreciate it if you stopped. I don't want to appreciate
Yeah, but,
anything
like,
about my
that's
country.
That's the thing. It's like
Yeah, the Navy's pretty good.
I don't think the Celts were huge and they were just the tribes. So and they wanted to get them under control.
Yeah.
How do you get them under control? Remove
Alcohol.
Remove all of their stuff. Like look at like how like the communists in China and in Russia, they just removed culture. They
Yeah.
removed so much history. Luckily there was so much and people saved history at this point. But
I'm just wondering though, like, there's just an insane amount of stuff that's just never been recorded and we'll never know because they wouldn't have made something that we're going to pick up in fossils or care about.
Yeah, we'll never understand Stonehenge.
It's just weird, isn't it?
It's circular rocks, and we understand that there's lots of circular rocks, and they were used for different things, but we don't.
We can like,
We'll
yeah, you
put
can
'em
carbon
there.
date stuff. You can be
Yeah.
like, why are these rocks
How'd they
like
get
from Wales or was it Cornwall
Yeah,
or something like that?
Why are these rocks from somewhere else that isn't here? And
It's
they
like, oh,
couldn't have
the-
moved.
Like we don't know a way they could have moved.
Well, it's
them,
just, it's just people,
Yeah.
right? They would have almost certainly just had like slaves
They're,
or
like,
something
too big
carry
to
them.
Just
But it-
moved.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
The timing of them were like they wouldn't have had carriages.
Well, they probably just did the thing where they put like loads of trees, like, and then rolled them, and then put one tree from the front at the back, and then
Oh,
rolled
yeah.
them.
Maybe there was someone who was really strong. One
It,
person.
so, maybe they
Maybe
had
they did have
giants.
giants,
Yeah, was it
yeah.
cyclopses? We
I
saw.
think giants are like a genuine like thing that could somewhat have existed. Like they know that there's definitely like.
Well, you think there's people with
bigger
giantism?
skeletons. Yeah.
People who
Or
were, like,
giganticism.
70.
Well, the problem is, your human.
And I bet
well,
like the Danes and stuff, in especially olden times, were probably bigger than they are now.
you reckon?
It's interesting because there's a lot of like, it swapped in Denmark at some point because at some point people were like, oh, when they saw them, they were like, oh, they're so small, because we lived on like harsh, like barren lands.
Yeah, you couldn't have a proper diet.
Yeah, but there's also like,
Blue eyes.
and it's like it's hard to tell because it's like, oh, if you get invaded and beaten, like your perspective is probably different. Where people are like, oh, the Danes were like massive because
Yeah.
they would come and they'd be like 6 feet tall, and the rest of the world would be like 5.
4.
Well, the Brits, like Celts, were small.
Yeah,
They weren't big.
and like I mean, I think at that point, like when the Vikings like were at their peak, they were like probably pretty big. 'Cause
I
they,
imagine them like rugby lads, right?
I mean, there's a like there has to be a reason that like the Nordic countries are so large now compared to the rest of the world, right?
Yeah.
Everyone sticking in the same country, xenophobia, and then everyone just being tall historically.
Yeah. And I imagine at a point where the rest of the world was like a foot averagely shorter than they are now, it's probably scary to see like an
Yeah, they're
entire
just tall people.
that are all like 6 foot.
Just think of it when you see someone that's like 6'6",
Oh god, yeah.
because
I
they
have a friend who's nearly 2 meters.
so they're not that rare.
And he's very large, and it's really odd.
Yeah.
Whenever I listen to him, like you stand next to him, and you like, I feel like a child, like looking up at like an adult.
Is my dad
yeah.
6'4", Chris? So I remember him saying something like that, and I was really surprised.
Your
How do you not
dad?
just-
Or was he 6'2" or something? Because he was much taller than I thought he was.
I feel like your dad isn't.
I think you're just short, William.
I'm really
you are.
short, but that's
I mean,
Jamie
it's-
Oliver's fault.
Your dad isn't short, but your dad isn't like so tall that I'm like have to
Whoa.
look up. You know, like because there's a lot of people like in my study group and stuff as well that are tall.
the
Like general, like
Dutch,
people
yeah.
at uni are tall.
Lyra's pretty
Sometimes,
tall.
Like sometimes I'll see someone in the tube and be like, that person's really tall. Their head's almost like.
There's one guy
Yeah.
in my city who like goes out every weekend, and whenever I see him out,
You know
like
it's
at
him.
night, I stare at him. He is silly tall.
Why didn't you make friends with him and find out
It's
more
like-
about his life?
Ask, how did you get so tall?
Yeah,
I
like...
think I just asked him how tall he was, and he was like 2 meters.
No, did he say it in
15?
a deep voice?
No, he was just like a normal dude.
Really? He didn't have like a
Like
booming
those
voice?
He's not like a biological like ice giant. It's like,
That's
where are
cool.
you from, weird one?
There's 4 guys in my class that I have to look up to talk to.
You're not short though, are you, Tommy?
No, I'm not sure.
You're a few inches taller than me, and I'm like...
I'm
5'9"?
5'11".
Yeah,
I'm 180 centimeters.
there you go. Yeah, giganticism is really bad. You have a much shorter lifespan. Your skeleton has serious pressure issues. Your organs fail, and I think you have like very minor problems with something to do with brain risk ? Because you're like, if you're
asking me?
well, in which case I can say
You
whatever I
know
want
about
then.
like
I thought there was some problems with
Gigantism.
if you're that big, there's some weird problem that your brain has
Yo, I
that
got
you
a
wouldn't
gem
have
off
if you
the
were like a foot shorter.
floor.
I mean, it's probably growth hormone related,
I
right?
got a gem
know.
off the floor.
Nice, Tommy. A shiny.
Like, fuck.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm average.
Where am I
Yeah,
going?
5'9" average. My ass.
it's weird because
Not
the
true.
perspective on height has actually become so skewed.
Well, it's because everyone lives in other countries now. It's like, oh, you're
No,
short.
but, no,
you're
but
average
like
for
in
Britain.
general, right? Like because when you see tall people, like everyone else looks short. Like I'm 182. I'm not.
You were quite
short.
tall, weren't you?
Yeah, but like because everyone in this country is that tall. Like people are like, oh, you're pretty short. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not fucking short. I'm like
Whereas
the
you
normal
have,
height.
you'd have like That's
I
near,
can
like,
go-
nearly 6 foot, so that's like a lot of attention over here, to be honest.
6 foot.
Yeah, I'd stand out in most like the rest of the world, but here it's just like, oh, you're not like taller than you. It's like,
175
what
is
the
not
fuck are you
short.
high on?
I don't know. Sometimes I just see like fully grown men, and I'm like, they will have stopped growing at the same height as me. Yet they are that much taller than me. I wish I was as
It's
impressive
weird
and
because we
masculine
only
as them.
remember the special cases.
Hey, you completely forget about all the normies.
Yeah, it's like the average is like there's so many people who are.
I just probably
The
should have
same
eaten
height
lunch
or
when I was
smaller
younger.
I
than
don't
you?
understand how the average here is so low. Because everyone that I look at is always like taller than me. But
From
That's
people you
weird.
know
It's the
that-
teenagers, dude.
I think it's because
I think
from
it's
your own like
nice.
height of your eyes, you think people are taller than you. Sometimes I like walk next to someone and be like, oh, they're like we're like the same height, and then like on a picture, I like obviously be taller than them. But from like the height of your eyes, you're like, oh, we're like the same height ish.
Me and Chris are basically the same height, right?
I can
Well,
tell.
Or am I actually like a head taller? I don't know.
what?
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
like a little bit taller because I'm
You're
tall,
169, aren't you?
very tall,
That's like
Very
5 feet.
small,
above average height, very tall,
Above average height, but, you know. With
very
get owned.
tall.
Get owned. Imagine being a girl. Cringe.
Hello, longer lifespan.
What's up?
LOL.
Lamau. Very small.
Very tall.
Yo, I had the same idea, dude.
No,
Could
I'm
get some
not.
materials why I literally can't approach this guy in the hallway.
We lost Chris.
I keep getting hit and then
Well, I
healing.
was following Woolen and that's where I went wrong.
Okay. No
Well, I
offense.
think
down
it's
in the
like
water,
with the
like-
height thing.
God.
Like obviously I'm not so tall that I'll stand out. Like at Woolan, like I was the tallest person, but I don't think like on any of the pictures.
You
it's
taller than
like,
Greybone?
Absolutely I am. Greybone wasn't that tall.
You not?
No, I don't think so.
I miss Greybone.
But it's like on pictures it doesn't show. Because I'm not like that much taller that it's...
No, because we're cuddling in all our
Yeah.
pictures.
Huh?
What?
You took all the pictures from below our fucking
Yeah.
faces. Like
Square.
we're all like Attack on Titans, dude.
Making everyone
Ow.
look tall. What happened?
He hit me with an
He
attack
did
and I
this thing
died.
That you need to flash bug or run away.
You see, I
Oh,
didn't
fuck.
do
Oh,
either.
I
of
just
those.
arrived. I wasn't even in the vicinity.
Oh, we both
but
died.
apparently I was.
Wait, we both died. Shouldn't we have completely lost?
No, there's 2 deaths.
Oh, I
There's
thought
3
I died
deaths.
way earlier.
No, you've just died a lot in the other ones as well. Yes.
I don't know.
Ow.
Yeah, like I said, Summer. I don't know.
Wasn't even near me.
I struggled doing this one, so...
My gear's okay as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've killed I have so many Teostra kills on World.
Yeah, I killed like
This one's
Teostra
walk
a
in the
lot.
park. Yeah, we have to kill him a lot.
I don't mind the Teostra fight. I just miss broken world flash bugs. You know?
Teostra is just one of those monsters that's tougher when you don't have as good armor, really. But
Yeah, the moment you are getting one shot by half the moves, it's like not nearly as bad. I'm like almost refusing to use mega potions as well because I haven't got like any. I should probably just be using armor skins, right?
yeah.
I don't know why I'm not.
That much, but yeah.
I mean, any amount, right?
I mean, you should eat for fire resistance.
I've been doing that, but I'm thinking I should also use a ticket.
Yes, if you need to, 100%. I don't know. The resistances aren't they like 90%?
I don't know, but
I wouldn't say that's worth for a ticket.
well, the others might have a ticket.
I
Like
mean, you
the
can get like
reduces
fire
damage
resistance, high
taken.
defense, and like the
Yeah.
Moxie that gives you an extra life.
Yeah.
Moxie would be good. Well, yeah, because if it's a one-shot, Moxie might actually be really
Yes.
good.
The Moxie is really good.
It's kind of weird that you can just straight up build for it in this one, huh? Like, it's just one of the options. I think I have like 20 tickets.
Yeah, I
I
mean, if you do the crafting thing, then you'll get lots.
I cannot find the fucking boss. I feel so stupid.
Oh,
We're underground in the water.
Oh, I think I just went the wrong way. Oh, here you are, yeah. Is there a tail I need to get?
There is, yeah.
Did I already get that?
Probably.
I did not. Do you want to make sure you've grabbed it, Christopher?
I don't want to come down.
Okay.
Are you sniping?
I'm doing 1 damage at a time. Sometimes it's 0.
Nice. Are you
think
using
you
a
should
fire
come down.
weapon?
I think you should come down, Christopher.
No, I don't want to be the one who ruins it all again.
Don't worry.
No, I
Wynn
died
ruined
twice
it all.
last time, yeah.
No, I did both, I think.
No, I died twice.
No,
No,
Wynn
I
died twice
both.
last time for
Well, it
sure.
was you. You suck.
Oh.
Damn.
What made you do that?
Going from she doesn't want to be blamed to just being like, fuck you.
It's a
woman.
classic Christopher.
Throwing under the bus. Am I right?
What, who were you asking that to?
I mean, it was a volunteer throwing, really. He threw himself under the bus too.
Yeah, I was doing it to be kind.
Oh, these
And
people.
the
Are...
courts voted that
Yeah.
he. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I have a funny joke. Just hang on.
I'm here
Well,
for it.
stop. Woman.
Come for the joke.
Oh my god, dude, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
We're playing Apex. I'm Horizon. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my god, I just
Original content.
I actually just shat myself.
Wow, you're
I
playing a
need to take a.
plastic?
Oh my god,
Magnamalo scale?
my tummy hurts from all that laughing.
Come.
Magnamalo.
Oh, Magnamalo, that boy Carmen. He here.
Sorry.
Sheesh. Stop. Magnamalo looking sussy.
Yo, tap 4 poggers. Where are they? What the fuck?
Up in the sky, dude.
Hi.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
time
camera
for tea.
didn't look at them. Yo, I was in that explosion.
Explosion!
We haven't watched the
I have the
Kondosu
one
movie,
right
have
now.
we, Chris?
A solid 1 damage. It's like the yellow font as well.
Oh,
That's critical hits.
that's a crit, yeah. Can a crit be 1? I thought a crit doubles your damage.
I think if you're very far away.
It's okay. I'm contributing.
I suppose.
I'm not contributing. I'm waiting for the monster to get stunned. Oh,
I like Magnamalo now.
He's a good boy.
Magnamalo's good for stunning because he wants to fight everyone.
Is he must be a returning favorite from like the first game, right?
Right, he's new.
Is he completely new?
Yeah, he's flagship.
He's this game's thing, right?
Is he?
He's the flagship monster.
He seems
He's
like
on the
such
box.
a classic monster.
You're a classic monster.
Thanks, dude.
I mean, he just seems like Negigante to me, so he doesn't seem classic at all in my eyes.
Well, just him being bright purple, I'll be perfectly
British.
honest.
Um,
It feels very
Hey.
PlayStation. He's like bright purple and shoots like magic.
He shoots fire.
Sure. I'm gonna die.
He's purple.
Wasn't me this
Don't worry,
time.
Chris, it wasn't you.
I think I need to go to bed.
What?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
You weren't feeling very well, were you? Either.
Well, also I need to wake up at 6:30 because this is what
Hell
it's
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Pain
That's fine.
back on.
Well, we killed a small bunny.
It's 282 lots of
The
damage.
tiniest
Not
one.
really. No.
We bullied a buddy.
I think that's totally worth it.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
What should we do? Should we finish the stream or
We can finish.
do
You
something
can
else?
play
I
more
think-
without me if you want.
No, because this
I
is
think-
a
'cause we've got
progression
this
as
to
well.
do, so
Nah.
we may as well wait.
There can't be that much longer in the game anyway, right? Like a few weeks.
So to finish the stuff for Sunbreak, we need to get to HR 50. And then once you do that quest at HR 50, then you're ready for Sunbreak. Although there's one other monster at HR 100. But
That's the like end one that you get with the armor from.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna bother with that. Alright, so we really can't
Nice
be that far
picture.
then. No, we'll take a picture. I don't know when Chris immediately
Just
left.
me and you.
Chris already
Sorry.
left, so I was like, I gotta leave too.
No.
Would you want to take a picture?
I thought
Can
you
we
guys
sit
were
on
going
this
to
bench?
continue playing,
Yeah.
so I didn't consider a
Wait, I
picture.
can't sit on it.
No.
You can do the
I
sitting
can't
animation,
sit on it.
right?
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't think. Oh, I don't think I can actually do a camera from this. Hide show menu. It's gonna have to be a regular ass screenshot, dude.
Okay. Let's go somewhere else then.
No, I can do the sitting animation, I think, and you can be the one actually sitting in the chair.
Really difficult to get them. Try now. Try sitting from there, maybe. You might be sitting on my lap, but
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Oh no,
Yes.
dude!
Do that. Do that. That was good.
I moved out of the way by
I have to remove your
accident.
dog.
Nah, he's fine. Nah, this isn't the same. Michael, come over here, dude. Chill.
Good
Alright,
job.
hang on. Dude under indulgent body. It sounds like a fucking Waitrose cheesecake. Alright.
Me and my pets.
Me and Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright. Cute. That's a screenshot. There you go. If you can work out that's my head under there, then I'll be impressed. Alright. I guess I'll head off for today, chat. Did you enjoy Monster Hunter? I can hear the applause and the clapping. Like, oh my god, this is my favorite game. So glad. All right.
I enjoyed Monster Hunter.
I like Monster Hunter. I think it's poignant. We'll be back
I think
tomorrow.
you're poignant.
Poignant and discretion. We'll be playing Pokemon tomorrow, so have fun with that. There's no one to host, so I'm going to end the stream. When are we going to play more Civ? I won't lie to you. It will be a while because I have several games that I
So
need
many
to finish
games.
that is not Civ. And if I want to play Civ, I don't like it when I stream it once a week because you forget and stop caring in like the half a week between games. So you have to play it like in a row. I have Arceus and Elden Ring and Risk of Rain I want to play and like some other shit I'm probably forgetting. Like we're finishing Monster Hunter, I suppose. Sorry, Bad Scout. We'll play it at some
Fuck
point. I
Bad
do like
Scout.
Civ 6. I like we played like some fun modes, like the pirate mode was cool. But yeah, I'll head off for now. Thanks for watching. Yeah, you and Thomas. Yeah. Okay. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Matameme.